Clashes have broken out between rival factions of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, at the party's national secretariat in Abuja as both sides attempted to hold parallel meetings. The confrontations led to police firing Teargas to disperse supporters and ensure order. The conflict involves the newly elected faction led by National Chairman Kabiru tanimu Turaki and the faction aligned with Federal Capital Territory Minister Nyesom and embattled National Secretary Senator Samuel Anyanwu. Both factions issued separate notices for meetings at the Wadata Plaza headquarters, and the Turaki faction called for the National Executive Committee meeting, while the Anyanwu group announced an expanded National Caucus meeting. The heavy presence of the Nigeria Police and the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps was deployed to the Secretariat, and police used tear gas as a standoff and violence erupted between supporters of the two groups, particularly upon the arrival of Governors Seyi, Makinde and Bala Mohammed of Oyo State and Bauchi State, respectively, who support the Turaki faction. Governors Makinde and Mohammed eventually gained access to the building for their planned meeting, and the Board of Trustees members who were initially denied access to their scheduled venue at the Secretariat relocated their meeting to the Shehu Musa Yar'Adua Center. The Turaki faction's National Working Committee meeting was ultimately postponed due to the tensions, and the conflict, you need to know while you watch, intensified after a controversial national convention in Ibadan where the wike-led faction members, including Wike himself, and were reportedly expelled by the Makinde-led group. The legitimacy of that convention and subsequent expulsions are being contested by the Wike camp, who say it was not properly sanctioned by the party's leadership or monitored by the Independent National Electoral Commission. The Samuel Anyanwu-led faction today, that faction is aligned with the Federal Capital Territory Minister Nyesom. They announced the expulsion of Governor Seyi Makinde and other key stakeholders at what they called their 103rd National Executive Committee meeting. The faction also dissolved PDP state executive councils in several states, citing anti-party activities and disregard for court judgment as a rationale for these decisions. Well, welcome to Homo Politicus. Kingsley Bass is my name. Let's talk a major, big political story shaping Nigeria's democratic future today. We're talking the People's Democratic Party and that crisis, which further deepened today. Well, joined today virtually by a critical stakeholder and former women leader of the People's Democratic Party, Hajiat Sarat Ibrahim Debayo. She joins me virtually as mentioned. Many thanks for joining me, Hajiat Sarat.
Thanks for having me. Good evening.
Appreciate that, and we appreciate your time. And indeed, let's get straight to the conversation. So today, after what we saw on Saturday and Sunday, not sanctioned by many members of the party, police today had to fire tear gas to restore order at the Secretariat. How did the party allow internal disagreement to escalate so much into violence that we saw today in full public view? Is this the stuff of the PDP that has been there for many years now?
Thank you, Mr. Kingsley. Unfortunately, where we have found ourselves in PDP Nigeria today, and we all know that you cannot put something on nothing. Because the foundation of this convention of the thing that happened on 15 and 16 at Ibadan, just a social gathering convention. It's not a party convention for PDP. Where all tendencies were not there. And I must say, a first leader has spoken and who happened to double as the chairman of the Constitution Committee, Dr. Abubakar. faction led by one Brahman from North Central. It's unfortunate where we have found ourselves today. And the PDP, the party faithful, the members of the party, it is the ego that is disturbing these leaders by not listening to the foresight of the leader that has provided a solution in order for us to ease this crisis time before the expiration of the current National Working Committee led by Damago, which will be expired on December 8th. The Seyi Makinde group ought to have waited for this time to expire and form a caretaker committee so that all tendencies will be inclusive in this caretaker committee. And it's going to be a political solution. But now that the convention of the social gathering that happened on 15 and 16 at Ibadan boycotted the court judgment in at Federal High Court, the two Federal High Court, one led by Lemido, the other one led by one of the political stakeholders in the Southeast, that the convention was no good. Why in haste? Why the hurry? What is their personal ego and ambition? It cannot override the public interest of the Nigerian PDP, the current people, the PDP in Nigeria. It is not done. It's not done. That is the legality cannot be upheld in our dear Constitution, Federal Republic of Nigeria, and Constitution of our PDP and Electoral Act. And on this note, I will still urge and crave their indulgence to please share their ego and go back to the Reconciliation Recommendation Committee. That the caretaker committee being in place for all the tendencies to sit at the right table and choose a caretaker committee that the party can forge ahead. Those that are suspended in the past, the National Secretary Samuel Nwaya, the legal advisor, the legal advisor, and Raji Basule, the National Organizing Secretary, should be reinstated back to the party. And the suspension that are taken today, exposure that are taken today for the other faction too, they should come on a round table and find a lasting solution so that we can meet up.
All right,
state government that want to contest next year. You need the platform to contest and return back to government as of Osun. All this shenanigans that is playing place, they want to sabotage his effort and sabotage the party faithful member that are in this party, for this party to uphold this integrity that we know for.
Hajiya Sarat.
Hello?
Hajiya Sarat, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you now.
Fantastic. What you said, we've gotten your comment, we've heard. But you made one last comment, just before interrupted, and I like that we probe that a little further. You said that, in the best interest of the party, and especially for the next election happening, the second election happening in Osun State, that the party should reconcile things and not sabotage the chances of the incumbent governor, who is Governor Demola Adeleke, elected under the platform of the PDP. Do you sense
party person will not have a PDP as a platform now to recontest for this shenanigans?
Do you by your statement?
So those that have ambition in violence, those that are running for offices.
Yes.
So where is the platform?
But by your statement, you did say that some persons, working to sabotage the effort of party faithfuls who would like to contest. Who are these persons?
And those that are sabotaging the effort is the family Turaki and co, the Seyi Makinde and co. Those are the people that are sabotaging the effort.
Oh, how come it's not the wike? How come it's not the wike faction, the Senator anyanwu faction that is doing this? How come is the Seyi Makinde faction?
Seyi Makinde faction know the rule, and they decided. Have you forgotten it was part of the G5?
Yes, in
2023. Have you forgotten so thoroughly? What play off in 2023 election, a build up to 2023 election, is one of the 5G.
Hajiya Sarat, I need to remind you too that Chief Bode George, who was on the podium on Saturday announcing the expulsion of the likes of Wike, Senator.
Have you forgotten what Bode George did in Lagos?
My point exactly. That he
negated his own party and supported the Labour Party. What happened in Lagos? Who is fooling who? And then be holier than the Pope.
But Wike did the same thing. As a matter of fact, you know, it can be said that Wike led the G5 governors in 2023.
If someone did wrong, must they follow that wrong? For them, that's where we are saying they should not come the round table, all the tendencies to come to the round table and have a lasting solution to this crisis.
As it stands now, Ajesarat, you know, we saw that parallel meeting, conflicting notices, expulsion here, expulsion there. Before the convention, we saw court orders from both sides. Which faction, going by the parallel meeting we saw today, which faction is the legitimate leadership of the PDP as we speak?
The appeal court will decide that. But what we are saying, the Damagum-led executive, they are still in play because their tenure expired December 8th. Their tenure expired 8th, and their committee, the National Working Committee of Damagum as the chairman, Ajibade SAN as the legal advisor, Samuel Nwaya was National Secretariat as the National Organizing Secretary. The executive is still in place till December 8th.
Okay. Well, you've just mentioned the Constitution and the law, right? From your point of view, is this crisis really about constitutional procedure? Or you think this is about control, particularly the influence of the Federal Capital Territory Minister, Nyesom Wike? There's the governor for your state, Seyi Makinde, too, in the picture. You know, there have been several reports, you know, about his future political ambitions. But is this really about constitutional procedure, because that has been put forward a lot of time, or this is about the soul, the control of the soul of the party?
Two of them are having a nego issue. The two of them are having a nego issue. And they're on the same page there. And they're on the same page. What has come in between them? They're fighting for ego, and their interest must not supersede the party faithful. Millions of party people that are waiting for PDP.
If you say the governors and former governors, you know, are fighting for, you know, themselves, you know, ego has taken center stage. How about the board of trustees? You know, who should be, so to say, the soul of the party? You know, they cannot even sit in the, you know, to agree on a thing for the party. What's happening with the PDP? Even the board of trustees.
I can't hear you. The question is not yet clear.
Ajit Sadat, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Fantastic. I was just saying that, okay, while you question the role that the governor, or your state, Seyi Makinde, is playing, and the role the Federal Capital Territory Minister is playing right now, that's Nyesom Wike. How about the board of trustees? You know, who that body is regarded as the, you know, so to say, the soul of the party, where decisions, you know, can be taken in the best interest of the party. How come even the board of trustees cannot be united?
They can't be united because the BOT, majority of the BOT today, they are money mongers. They are money mongers. And the ego of Seyi Makinde is giving them the strength because there's an elected government. And since the two governors are in together, that's why they can't be neutral. They can't be neutral. I will know the chairman of BOT, former Senate President Wabara, he was in Abia to give this nod endorsement to his state governor, who happened to be from Labour Party. He's not a lawyer party person as a BOT chairman.
All right.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you clearly. I was waiting for you to conclude
and
your
his
thought.
Abia home state is giving a nod and endorsement to the sitting governor there, who happened to be from Labour. And in Abuja, they are in PDP. So who is more holier than the Pope among them? They are fighting for their interests at the expense of the millions of PDP members, faithful members.
All right, so we saw one decision today by the led faction dissolving People's Democratic Party states executives in on your state, Osun State, Ekiti State.
Let the two come wait for the appeal to make the judgment. we assume the National Working Committee of Damagun is still in place till December 8th.
That's your position?
Yes. That is my position. There is no National Working Committee led by any other person than Damagun and executive and its executive. Or the whole tendency is to sit on the right table and choose a tactical committee for us to move forward as a party. That's
the resolution you think would make the party move forward?
Yes, yes.
And the party cannot, if these several stakeholders, these figures, who, by no means are small figures, if they cannot come together in unison to agree on that, what happens? Is this the last?
We're waiting. They are waiting for the court. They appeal to make its judgment. Well,
we saw court judgments. We saw orders of the court before the convention. That wasn't followed. We saw counter orders.
That is federal high court. Let the appeal speak. Appeal is an upper hand. Appeal is an upper court. It's an upper appellate court. The two camps should wait for appeal instead of the going Sinaniga in Abuja and messing themselves up as a party.
Alrighty then. Just before we let you go, Hajet Sarata, just before we let you go, finally, do you think that your party, the People's Democratic Party, which ruled this country for 16 years and have been in existence for more than 2 decades, can, reorganize itself before 2027? As a matter of fact, it might even be 2026, since the National Assembly is contemplating discussing, adjusting, tweaking, or amending electoral laws in the country to hold elections November, December next year. So time is ticking. Your party keeps fighting, and political figures should be leading the party keeps they keep fighting. Do you think that the party can put forward a united front in 2027 before the next election?
I still have hope. Yes, I still have hope that they will come to the round table and do the needful. They'll come to the round table and do the needful. It's normal in politics. It's an internal politics. It's normal. It is normal. They will come in the round table and go back to the recommendation of the Constitution Committee.
All right. Just before I let you go too, we saw the use of Teargas against the likes of Governor Seyi Makinde and Governor Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State. What do you say about that, about the use of Teargas against governors and indeed supporters who were there to hold their meeting?
What did I say to you?
What do you say about that? Yes, the use of Teargas to disperse supporters who were there at the National Secretariat today.
It's a display of, in fact, it's display of shame. It's a display of shame. A sitting governor, for that matter, the two sitting governors are messing themselves up. It's uncalled for.
Do you blame the governors or you blame the police?
It's very fragile. Our democracy, we need to treat it as it were.
Haja, you blaming the governors or you are blaming the police for the use of Teargas?
Do we need any ego? The displaying of ego that they are in charge. Truly, they are not in charge. They were in charge of their various states, not PDP Nigeria. Not PDP Nigeria. They are displaying shame. They should stop all that shenanigans. It's not healthy for our democracy. It's not healthy for our democracy. In fact, the people of their state should be ashamed of them. They should be ashamed. When they are gathering at Ibadan, do they call for Trump to come and take over? Look at that statement.
Yeah, the national chairman.
We have a fragile democracy in Nigeria. They should not shatter it for us.
Turaki did today, say that the president of the United States, Donald Trump, should, come rescue democracy. As a matter of fact, let's quickly hear from.
Are they not Nigeria? Are they not Nigeria since all this war? They have not called for Trump.
Oh well.
Why now?
Let's quickly take.
They threaten us as a whole, as an entity, as a nation. Are they threatening us? They are inviting cows in our nation. and we will resist them.
Who
We will resist them.
Who are you referring to as
We will
cows
resist
now?
them. Our democracy is fragile. What can Trump do with our democracy in Nigeria?
What do you mean by...
What can Trump do with the political party?
Haji Sarat, what do you mean by they are inviting cows?
That is the meaning. How can you call a president, a U.S. president that is threatening us already for what is happening for us, for the statement the U.S. president made 2 weeks ago? And this time you are still calling where our country is still healing what is happening. Because of your ego, you are calling Trump president to come and rescue. Or rescue us for what? For what? Are we the only person in Africa? You cannot call president to come and rescue us for insecurity that is happening, to improve our economy, to improve our social welfare, social well-being. You are calling him to come and do what as a PDP, as a party? What does that connote? We know their minds. Democracy has come to stay in Nigeria, and we are going to trial.
All right, let's very quickly take a listen to the chairman, the national chairman that was elected at that national convention. That, again, is still being contested by some members of the party.
It's not the chairman, it's just a social gathering.
Oh, well. Tanimu.
It's not yet a chairman, it's not yet.
Tanimu Turaki. Let's take a listen to him.
I'm not going to sit in place till December 8th.
Today, that the Wadata Plaza, headquarters of the national...
I want to call on President Trump. What is at stake is not just genocide against Nigerian Christians. He should come and save democracy in Nigeria. Democracy is under threat. I'm calling on all other developed nations, all advanced democracies, come and save Nigeria. Come and save democracy. Because I cannot understand how a serving minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria will be leading talks, armed talks, and then with the active connivance or support of the police to come and create mayhem here. I have said it, we are willing to lay down our lives to protect our office, to protect our democracy, to protect our mandate. So Nigerians, you are watching what is happening. International community, you are seeing the threat that Nigerian democracy is. Come and save us. Come and save us.
All right, so there you go. National chairman, again, the contentious national chairman of the People's Democratic Party. Well, I don't know. You members of the PDP, at this point, you are confusing Nigerians.
So we are 13 states that should not participated.
Oh, well, again, I was just going to say that, you know, Nigerians are now divided. We're not sure what to say.
Was absent on the so-called convention. I can't hear you clearly. But what I'm saying, there are social gatherings as you bad that 13 states were absent. So who does that? That's what I said from my opening remark, that you cannot put something on nothing. It's not valid.
All right. As you mentioned, we'll see what how the court rules. Maybe this would need to be resolved by a competent court of law. The several court orders we saw before the convention, how much that would impact the grand scheme here, time will tell. But again, time is ticking. Other opposition parties, they are working quietly to challenge the governing All Progressives Congress. We're seeing defections too from your party, Haji Sarat, to the All Progressives Congress. Some of this party, these PDP members defecting to the All Progressives Congress, say it is because of crises like this that they're moving from the PDP because they don't see any future there. Haji Sarat, are you considering defecting to? Have you been maybe muttering that in your mind, to leave the PDP for the more stable party?
No. I'm a PDP member to the core. I'm not, and I'm not open to.
Even in the face of this crisis,
I'm still in PDP.
If this crisis,
I believe we'll get ourselves together. Then we'll move on.
All right.
Thank you. I still believe in PDP. Thank you. You're welcome.
All right. Haji Sarat, Ibrahim Adebayo, former
Adebayo,
women,
thank you.
Yeah, former women leader.
Yes.
PDP and critical stakeholder People's Democratic Party. I'd like to thank you for your time today on Normal Politicals.
Thank you. You're welcome.
One. Yes, appreciate that. Well, that's with the conversation today. We've been talking the People's Democratic Party and the chaos we saw today. Usually when you see the use of tear gas, it might maybe be usually against protesters, anti-government protests and the rest. Today we saw that used against incumbent governors, at least 2 incumbent governors today, and some members of the People's Democratic Party who stormed the National Secretariat to hold the meeting. Well, what we do know is that time will eventually reveal what the true state of things